One of the most popular foods at Easter time is the hot cross bun recipe. And they're really easy to make. You just have to get in a routine of making them. First, I'm going to add a little bit of flour here, about a cup. And I'm going to add some sugar and some yeast. And then what I've done, I need milk and water, and a little warmed up, so I've put it together in a pan, and I warm it up to like 112 degrees. And I'm going to stir this in with the yeast and sugar and a little bit of flour. And then I'm going to set this aside for about 20 minutes to let the yeast start acting together with the sugar and the flour. So I'm going to cover it with a little plastic wrap here. And I'm going to set this aside for 20 minutes. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to go ahead and mix up another part of it. And this, I'm going to take the remaining flour and put in here. And I have a little salt, a little sugar, and a few spices together. There's cinnamon and nutmeg and allspice mixed together there. So I'm going to go ahead and stir this together. And I'll have that ready. And in 20 minutes, when that's finished working there, I'm going to put it into with the flour mixture. So we'll take it up from there and then finish them up. Okay, the yeast mixture is ready to mix in with the rest of the flour. So what I'm going to do next, remember I measured the flour and the spices and the rest of the sugar together here. So I'm going to add the currants. And I have some orange peel that I made that's homemade, and it's really flavorful. So I'm adding a little bit of the orange peel in here. And then I've got a little bit of butter. And 1 egg. I want to kind of spread the orange peel and the currants out in the flour. Okay. And then I'm going to stir in the yeast mixture here. You can see how foamy it is. It's been rising good. So I'm going to put this in. Get all of it out. Okay. We have it. Set that over here out of the way. Going to stir this all together. I'm going to dust the table here a little bit with a little flour, and I'm going to turn this mixture out here, and I want to knead it just a little bit so it's nice and smooth. There's still a little flour in there that's not mixed in, so when we knead it, that'll take care of that. Okay, there. So those are out of the way. I want to get it all smooth. get all those, the currants and the orange peel all blended into the dough real good. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I have a clean greased bowl here, and I'm going to take this dough and I'm going to put it in there, and then we'll just turn it over so that all of it gets a little grease on it. Just take a little solid shortening and you grease your bowl. Now I'm going to cover this with some more plastic wrap, and I'm going to let this set for about 2 hours to rise. And then after 2 hours, we'll make the rolls and we'll finish them up. Okay, I've left the dough rise for 2 hours. You can see it's risen there. Now this is a 9 by 13 inch pan, which I've greased to put the buns in, and I've got that ready. So I'm going to just dust a little flour on here just in case they want to stick. And what we need to do is turn that out. We need to punch the dough down, turn it out here and get it all worked so all the air's out of it. And we need to make I need to divide it evenly. So how I do it, I like to make sure the roll is pretty even, and then I want 12 equal parts. So I'm going to try to, I'm going to divide it in half. That would make 2, and if I divide it in half again, let's see, I need 12 parts, so let's see, that'll give me a start here. I think I got some of them a little bit bigger, but anyway, we want to divide them in rolls. 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. See, I've got 12 there, but some of them, I think some of them are a little bit bigger. We want to get them as even as we can. I think these are pretty even. Okay, I've got 12 rolls. So we're going to put them in here, 3 across. You want to kind of shape them into little rolls. So I'm just shaping them. You want 3 across and 4 down in the your pan. A little bit bigger than the other ones. Okay, I've got all 12 in, and let me show you how they look. Now I'm going to set these aside. I'm going to cover them again and set them aside for 30 minutes to let them rise again, and then we'll put them in the oven to bake. Okay, I've had these rising about half an hour. You can see they're nice and fluffy. And when I made the candied orange peel for the recipe, I also made some candy orange crosses, some strips I'm going to make the crosses with. Now you can, if you bought chopped orange peel, you can use it and just form a cross out of that. But I'm just going to lay the candy orange peel across in shape of crosses. Now, a lot of the recipes, you'll cut a cross in them before you bake them, and then you put some glaze icing just where that cross is. But what we're going to do on this recipe, I'm shaping the cross with the orange peel, and then as soon as they bake, I'm going to just drizzle some glaze over top of them. This is a really good hot cross bun recipe. It has the spices and everything in it. And a lot of them are rather plain tasting, but people like them like that. So it depends on what you like, but these have the spicy, the cinnamon and the nutmeg and stuff in them. So they're a good flavored one. Two more to do, and that's it. Okay, you see how I put the crosses on it? Now I'm going to put these in the oven, and 15-20 minutes they'll be baked, and we'll put the glaze over it. While the hot cross rolls are in the oven baking, I'm going to go ahead and mix up a little glaze so it'll be ready, and we can drizzle it on while they're still hot. So I have some powdered sugar in the bowl, and I'm just going to put a little bit of vanilla. You can make it any way you want. There's no specific recipe, but this is simple. And I'm going to add a little milk to the vanilla and the powdered sugar and just kind of mix it until it is smooth. You don't want to put too much milk in at one time, just a little bit at a time while you mix it so that it blends and it doesn't get too runny. Now a glaze, you want it a little thinner than what you would a frosting, so you want to be able to drizzle it from your spoon. So I'm just going to keep adding some as I stir it in. See, if you put it in too much, the sugar will become lumpy, so you want to do it a little bit at a time. You can actually do it with lemon juice or orange juice or anything, just so you make it have something to, make a consistency out of it. See, that's still thick, so I'm going to add a little more. And when this, when you put it on hot, it just makes like a sugar glaze over it. So that's why I want it ready when they come out of the oven. See, it's a little runny now. So I'm going to set this aside for a couple more minutes until they're done, and then we'll put the glaze on top of them. Okay, I've just taken the rolls out of the oven, so they're nice and hot yet. But what I'm going to do, like I said, we're going to drizzle them with the frosting while they're still hot. I'm just putting a little bit over each one of them. Take the knife and just kind of spread it a little bit. It gets real thin on the hot rolls. I want to be able to see the crosses a little bit. Okay, I'm going to let these sit just a few minutes to cool, and they're very good eaten hot or warm.